What is that smell in the bay?
I don't know. What is in the bay?
Stinks in there.
Probably their dog from yesterday.
Hi, David.
All right, you got everything?
Well, I'm gonna make this a home. I got 3 boxes. I will bring them back, of course, and I'm gonna read them.
All right.
But
Take 3 boxes.
that's
right?
something I won't have to do in the morning.
Okay, you're gonna take 3 boxes. Right?
3 boxes.
Okay. He's right. He's right. The radio book.
They got back with me, said they've been having issues with that model that they're going to so actually replacements.
For all of them? Okay. We gotta keep them? Yeah.
So you'll have suggestions for it?
Not at the moment.
Hold on, everyone. We've been told it's not going out over Facebook, so hang on just a minute. You on Facebook? You hear me, Mark?
Unmute your mic, Dave.
I don't hear you. I do not hear you, Mark. Can anyone hear me? Test, test.
I don't hear you at all. But I see your sound level going out somewhere.
Hang on, everyone. We're trying to get this worked out if you can hear me.
Hold on just a second.
Test, test, test. Looks like I'm going out here. Okay, Darlene Barnett, you're hearing me. Mark is loud, David is low volume. Mark is
Test,
double
test,
loud,
test.
David is opposite. So I'm double soft. Mark, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
He's not coming.
Yeah, I can see on my level. I'm still loud.
What about now? You can't hear me. Okay.
I cannot hear you at all. Hang on.
Luckily, we have our technician up here. We're working on this situation for those who can hear me. Connie Cancer says she can hear us both. And, okay, Denise Perry says she can hear both of us good and strong now, but we're not hearing each other. So, it might be my headphones, maybe? Test, test. Audio, audio. Still hearing nothing through my headphones. In fact, I'm not coming out through the speaker now. Test, test, test. Oh, there I am. Okay, Anna George says it's better. We're still trying to get the issues fixed out so we can talk to each other. We do have some horrible news to give you, and that's what we're trying to get worked out. This is actually pretty doggone important. So give us just a second. We're doing new software. You know how we lost Mike? Mike, here we go again. You know how we lost Mike's video camera every now and then? So this right here is supposed to take care of that. But anytime we make changes, that's where we have problems. So hold on a second.
Unfortunately so, yes.
Mark, if you can hear me, get your translator up because Maria Torres Perez is on and she's speaking Spanish.
I see that. Stand by a second.
I just cannot hear you.
All right. I still can't hear Dave at all through mine. So they're trying to figure out what's going with him. And Maria Torres Perez.
Hanging on.
I hear you now all of a sudden.
Mark, speak to me. You're not
I hear
muted
you.
up there, right? Because I can see you moving,
No.
but can you hear me? Shake your head yes or no. Okay, he can hear me, but I can't hear him.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
Can you hear me now, Mark?
I hear you fine.
I got him. I pushed this button right here and got him. Okay, now I've got you. All right.
All righty. There we go.
I think there was a button up here we had to push, and I think we're good now. Okay, so let's quickly get to it because we've had everybody waiting for this, and this is very important stuff. Mark,
All right.
this was a nightmare
And
we've come up with, haven't it?
yes, and Maria Torres Perez, we will get to your question in a bit, but we need to cover this stuff first, I think.
Yeah.
And it just looks very, very bad. When they updated midday with the Severe Storms Prediction Center, the SPC, they updated our area to a moderate risk. And the reason they updated it is they went up to a 15% chance for tornadoes, and it's a hatched area. So that means EF2 to EF5 tornadoes greater than 10% chance within 25 miles of a point.
Well, let's take a quick look over here at the Storms Prediction Center. See if I've got it up. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. I have it. There we go.
There we go.
Well, there's a moderate area, and this is absolutely terrible. I think that our worst case is going to be, let me see if I can call this up and get to the tornado threat. There's your tornado threat, Mark. Explain that to the folks out there.
Okay, and again, the red area you see there is gone from, the past couple of times we've had tornadoes around, we've had a 10% chance threat. This is a 15% chance, which puts us into a moderate threat from the SPC. And again, the hatched area means that there is a 10% chance or greater of an EF2 to EF5 tornado within 25 miles of any given point.
And that's pretty high. And this is the language we've been seeing coming out of the National Weather Service is absolutely frightening. I'm hoping, and we all should be hoping and praying that something changes. Here's your wind threat. This is a damaging wind threat, and even worse is the hail threat, and that's bad hail too. That's
the hatched area means that there's a above a 10% chance of 2-inch or greater hail within 25 miles of any given point.
Tell Shane I need to sound or drop your audio down. You're almost overmodulating and much louder than myself. But anyway.
Okay, is that any better?
A little bit, yeah.
I turned my mic down just a little bit in here.
Yeah, it helps some, not quite, but it's some better. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with. And Mark,
My volume is way too loud.
Let's talk about. I'm gonna come back to the radar for a minute while I set all this other stuff up. Let's talk about what's going on. Here, just a moment. I'm going to look at this. Let's look at the severe thunderstorm risk for tomorrow night. And here it is.
Yeah.
This is from the National Weather Service. The tornado outlook, again, shows you what areas that are to be worried about. We're 4 on a scale of 5 with a moderate risk. So that includes the entire region in the enhanced risk, but all of western Kentucky, all of it. Just about from about Logan County westward into around Poplar Bluff, Missouri is in that moderate risk. And the rest of it is in the enhanced risk. So, I mean, this is absolutely the worst case scenario. All severe weather threats will be possible, including large hail to very large hail, widespread damaging wind, and potentially strong tornadoes. This one right here, and I wish I could tell you that you could get some weather radios, but right now we know that people have been buying the weather radios, and now everyone is sold out in the entire area. We've checked everywhere, even down to Clarksville, if I remember correctly. Everybody's sold out of them. So, unfortunately, if you don't have a weather radio, if you do know a place that has some, let me know, and we will try to pass that along because people are looking for the weather radios. But this is a place and a time to start preparing and be prepared for this. The most dangerous time is going to be, let's see, do they have it on this, Mark, or do I need to?
I think if you scroll on down, they have the potential times.
Okay.
It's on down on one of the lower slides.
All right, just a second.
That's our flooding threat.
That's
the outlook for the rest of the week.
All right,
there you go.
Okay, here's the timing. So take note of this. This is the timing for potential severe thunderstorms Wednesday into Wednesday night. And this is going to be adjusted. This is not written in concrete, but as you can see, by 6 p.m., we'll be in it. And I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't start a little earlier because what we're worried about is the development of supercell thunderstorms.
And
I'm sorry, my tech is over here messing with. He's pulling an April Fool's joke on me. No, he says. Oh, okay. He's talking about Dave. Our friend Dave up in West Virginia is been upgraded to a moderator of this channel, so he has some power now. If you go to acting up, he's going to go in there and punch your clock and take you off here. Rebecca
Yep.
Val is 6 to 10. The start time or ending by 10. That's the start time. In other words,
That's the start time range, and it'll go through until the line of storms moves through. And that could be, between 11 and midnight.
yes. So, I'm going to be honest with you. The first half of tomorrow night is going to be dangerous for us. All I can tell you is to have your safe place ready. Do know what you're going to do. Make your preparations right now. Talk with your family. Let everybody know what's what. If you're having to work tomorrow and you end up working into this time, make sure everybody's on the same page and you have a plan. You always should have a family emergency plan anyway, but this is going to be especially important tomorrow evening because the wording in this stuff gets scarier. And let me go on a little bit more and see what else we got on, because I'm just now seeing some of these slides for the first thing. Now, I'll tell you what, let me go back to our radar shot because I want to show you something. If you look at this, you'll see large areas of green. That's a flash flood watch, isn't it, Mark, or is it just a flood watch?
That's a flash flood. Well,
No, it's a flood
they're the
watch.
same thing anymore. It's a flood watch, and it begins at 1 p.m. tomorrow and runs through Sunday morning at least, possibly a lot longer because we're still getting heavy rain on the models come Sunday.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that you can expect, winds are going to increase on Wednesday, and this is what they look like. These south winds are going to increase late tonight into Wednesday ahead of this cold front that's coming in. It's going to bring all this dangerous weather. Sustained winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to around 45, maybe even 50 miles an hour are expected. Now, this is winds outside of the thunderstorm. This is just sustained winds outside of the storms. So be sure to secure your loose items. If you have any patio furniture out there, trampolines, you want to get them secure because this wind ain't going to be playing. It's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
And this is ahead of and out in front of any storms that start to develop.
Yeah, be prepared for difficult driving conditions, especially if you got a high-profile vehicle like tractor trailers or something like that on east-west roads. Yeah, you're going to have to be very careful. Damon Driver says, can't remember the last time I heard some good weather news this last month from my various favorite meteorologists I listen to. Damon, I agree with you. I swear, I would really rather not have to give this information. Trust me. So Mike Bynum says, when's it going to start, David and Mark? And then Angie says, I made the decision to go stay with my boyfriend. He has a basement and would rather me be there with him, and I would agree with you. Tammy Williams over on the Facebook page says, please just tell us the storm is an April Fool's joke. God, I wish I could.
Oh, no. I wish we could. But if you saw our thumbnail for this, we said this is no April Fool's joke. We're not trying to pull a joke on anyone or do anything else. This is what it is.
You guys know that when I'm serious, I'm serious. And this one is serious. Yeah, Mark, you're still saying your volume is a little loud. You need to turn that down a little more if you can, because you are pretty loud.
I turned it down a little bit. I don't know, but looking at the volume level I'm seeing on the indicator there, I don't think that's helping any. You're going to have to turn it down in there some.
Yeah, Eric, hang on just a second here. Okay. So, Mark, do you have time to answer some of Maria's questions? I don't know what she's got going on, but she's needing.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, the forecast for that right now, there's isolated showers today, scattered showers tomorrow, tonight and Wednesday, and scattered showers Wednesday night. Nothing above a 40 or 50% chance, and the winds don't look to be doing anything over maybe 20 miles an hour tomorrow on Wednesday. So, no, there's not a high wind warning. No, there's not a threat of any severe storms or anything. You're just getting a lot of your typical trade wind storms.
Yeah, okay. So, Maria, I hope I answered your question, but we have to get back to some of these local people that could be. Hotel Maria, I think she's real. because she's asking legitimate weather questions. So I'm going to say that she's real right now. If we find she's not, then we will end up blocking her. But I think she's real, so we're not going to mess with her too bad. Okay, Jacob Gibson. I'd rather him be loud than too quiet. I agree with you. Amanda Martin.
All right.
I'm so scared. I hate these storms. Amanda, I got to admit you. I don't like this either. I'm concerned about it. I don't mean to over scare anyone, but this right here is not a good thing. Cassie Knight says, please explain for Hopkinsville, part of Christian County. Is there a patch of wind shear that stops over us and would add to tornado potential for our area? There is a potential. Eric, that message from Shane is to you. I hope you'll look at that. Denise Anderson Dossett, you may have already answered, but can you give a timeline for arrival? Okay. Let's go back. Hold on a minute. Let me go back to the radar while I get it set up. Eric, you've been made a moderator, just so you know that you can also do the blocking if you need to on our behalf. Okay. Here's the timeline right now across our area for those of you who do not know. Denise Perry, my stomach is churning and I'm frightened of weather like this. You know, I want to tell you guys that, look, Eric says he's going to use the powers only for truth and justice. Eric, he's giving you a thumbs up, brother. The problem is, look, if you're headed for the Gulf, Blackheart 502, you're not looking too good for that. Mark,
it's going to be very wet, at least for the first part of that.
Yeah, he's blowing us out of here. Pegging over here. Hang on just a minute, Mark. We're going to take care of you up here.
All right, I appreciate it. I've got mine turned down about as far as I can go.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get it. Talk to me.
Test, test, test. Can you hear me now?
Perfect right there. Maybe just a tad.
All right.
Okay, I think we got you.
Sounds good. This extends, if you're heading for the Gulf Coast on Thursday, this is just going to lay right across our area. You'll probably be okay down in the Gulf area, but trying to get there is going to be the hard part because all this stuff is really going to be going. And just me in Nashville area, you're still in the enhanced, in the edge of the enhanced, but the moderate area is to your northwest. It's up here over us. It's not down over Nashville.
Okay, so we've adjusted Mark's audio. Mark's audio, not Mike. Mark's. They're gonna keep on. They think your middle name's Mark or Mike or something. But anyway,
nope. Nope.
For those of you who are really worried about this, I do understand how you feel. Here's what I want you to remember. And Ashley Coon's asking the question: why does it always have to be at night? Well, the reason is that that's part of what's called Dixie Alley that we're in, and that's one of the things that happens. It's just where we live. Dave, we've already talked to Ace Hardware and Katie's, and they do not have any weather radios. They have like a handheld.
Well, they do.
It's a handheld.
Yeah, they have a couple of small handhelds. That's about it.
It's not what people are looking for. Brittany Overton says you sound a lot better. Todd Goulet, we will have a storm shelter at First Baptist Church in Hoptown open tomorrow afternoon for the duration. We will publish an announcement on our Facebook page in the morning with official times. Thanks a lot, Todd, for that. So for those of you about Hopkinsville, for a shelter, the First Baptist Church in Hoptown will be open tomorrow afternoon for the duration of this event. So I hope that helps. Jody Lackey, I'm not sure, but you never answered my question. Is there a certain type of question that makes it so you can see it, or do you pick and choose who you answer? Jody, the reason I might have missed it because of the number of people that's chatting, and it scrolls by pretty fast, and I might have missed it. But if you'll repeat the question, I'll be glad to try to answer it for you. Stephanie Stratton McKinney, I'm so happy to have you both help us. And Ryan Graham, what would you do coming back? Either Saturday or wait till Sunday? I'd say it's immaterial.
I'd wait till Sunday.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably a little less chance of severe weather, although you still may be dealing with the flooding and the heavy rain.
And then George is giving a good tip. Everyone keep your phones charged up tomorrow. I agree with that. Dylan Fish, hey, Mark and Dave, is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday storms have a chance of damaging wind or tornadoes? And yes, to all of them. So here's the deal. Let me go ahead and get back to the radar. We have a nasty risk for tomorrow, Wednesday, but we still have a slight risk for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All three of those other days are going to be a risk for severe weather. So we're looking at 4 days in a row of severe
And
weather.
that Saturday threat could be upgraded.
Yes, they're saying
Could
it could
definitely
be
be
upgraded to
upgraded, they're
maybe
talking about.
another moderate risk. If that's the case, it's going to be a mess. So I'm hating to tell you guys this, but don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you this because I care about you. I want you to be prepared. But, you know, I don't think I'd be doing you right if I just sugarcoat it. I mean, I would think that you would rather know what the possibilities are, because what I'm repeating is what the National Weather Service is saying. And that's what my concern is. And like I said, what they're saying is scary even to me, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to panic over it, because we've been through this before. We've been even at high risk in the past, and we still came through it. You know, not everybody's going to die in this. This is not going to be that kind of a end of the world thing, but it's just something to be concerned about. Keep an eye open and be prepared. More than likely, we're going to have an issue with some nasty storms. Does that mean you're going to get damaged? No, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're even going to get hit by a tornado or anything else. It's just letting you know what the possibilities are. Because after all, Mark, 15% chance, even if it's a hatched area, that's still not 100% chance, right?
No, it's not. It just means when you see percentages here, it doesn't necessarily work out like you think. Oh, it's only a 15 out of 100% chance. It means that it's likely that 15% of that area will see a severe weather or a tornado or whatever they're talking about.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to show you guys, because not only are we going to have to deal with the severe storms, we're going to have to deal with some excessive rainfall, and I'm going to go over here to this. Here's the outlook through Thursday. Frontal boundaries is going to stall over the area, which is why the severe threat is going to exist for several days. It looks like frontal boundary is going to be draped across the region, and that's going to be the focus of the heavy rainfall going afternoon, Wednesday, and night. And you can see on here, this is a moderate or a high risk for excessive rainfall. And so rainfall totals for the Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night time frame are 1.5 to around 3 inches. And that's just that time period. I'm telling you, it's going to be even worse as we go through the rest of the time. So let's see here. Let me see what the next.
Sabrina Nicole McCulloch, that would be the First Baptist Church in Hopkinsville.
Yes. So when we talk about a moderate risk, what does that mean? It means that widespread severe storms are likely. Long-lived intense storms are likely. Have multiple ways to get the warnings and seek shelter immediately when warnings are issued for your location. Now, you know, I'm thinking that, okay, Chris Williams says, I think she was asking you if this was anything like the December 10th tornadoes. I don't think so, Mark. Do you see it that intense?
I think we got under a high risk for that one.
Eventually.
It's eventually. Now, we're not saying this is still a day out, and we're already under a moderate risk. This means we have to be paying very close attention. And it looks like that what they're looking for with these are individual discrete supercells or clusters of storms, which really, really is why the increased chance of tornadoes is going on.
Yeah.
This probably won't develop into a line. It'll probably just stay different cells and areas of storms, because this front's not pushing hard like the previous one was. It's going to push all the way to the east. This one's just going to kind of stall on top of us, and that's why we just get these continued chances for rain and severe weather through the next several days.
So still, a moderate risk is not like a high risk. That's the good part of this. And hopefully we don't go into a high risk tomorrow. It's always a possibility.
Yeah.
But it's also possible.
We are under a high risk for the excess rainfall.
Yeah. So again, there's a lot of stuff and a lot of information out there. You're going to see all kinds of stuff. I'm trying not to get you to be upset. All I want you to do is to be prepared. And I promise you, we're going to come through this just fine. We've done this before many times. We may not have done it since we've been on here, but I just want you to know that this is not something to take lightly, but uh, it's
Anime gamer, don't worry about it. Chris can't tell the difference.
yeah, I agree with you. Let's see here. Hotel Mario, look at the SPC 12, 10, and 21. We was in the moderate risk. Most of the tornadoes was in the enhanced risk, though. Well, you know what? She's right. I remember that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe she's right. So,
But what we're saying is it looks like a kind of a dangerous situation setting up. We'll be watching it. You all need to pay attention. Have your plan in place. If a warning comes out, what are you going to do?
right. So I guess the best thing to do is to here's a storm planning timeline. So here right now is where we are here a few days out. Make sure you have emergency supplies, know your safe places, and have a communication plan with your family. Know who's going to be where you're going to call. Hopefully the cell phones will stay up. I don't think there'll be an issue with that unless something happens to one of the sites, but I think you'll be fine. And by the way, if you do have phone service issues, try texting, because texting has less bandwidth and will likely go through, whereas you might not be able to get a call through. So that's one thing to remember.
Yeah.
Then the day before, which is now, make sure your phone can or whatever can receive the WEAS signals.
Yeah.
Ensure that your shelter is clean and accessible. And then tomorrow, remain vigilant. Be aware of any active watches. A warning may be issued at any time. Remind your family of the communication plan. Make sure everybody knows what they're doing. Know how to evacuate and or get to safety from wherever you are. And when a warning is issued, you may only have seconds to take action. That's true. But if you're watching us, we're going to be on. We won't leave you. Someone asked if we were going to be on tomorrow. Yes, we will be on tomorrow. And I just wanted you to know that we're not going to leave you. If we have any problems, we'll be the first to tell you. I promise you we will be on, and you will see it as it's coming. We've got the best radar there is to have, and we're in constant communication here through our system with the National Weather Service, and we'll be able to take care of anything that comes up. Let's see, Damon Driver. Let's see here. Anime Gamer
Welcome,
says,
Kathy Bennett, new subscriber.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. I didn't see that come through on mine. You must be.
It's in the chat.
Oh, is it? Okay. Let's see here.
And Anime Gamer, look at it this way. Your apartment, all your stuff, it can be replaced. You can't.
That's right.
So go take that shelter. Please do.
Damon Driver, the only time I've ever had the phone service go out was on December 10th of 21. Even then, I drove a few miles down the road and could make calls. So, yeah, I don't think the phone service is going to be too much of an issue. They've done a lot of improvements since those storms, and so I think it's okay. Dina Riggins says thanks, and Kathy Bennett says thanks, and Chris Gober says, you guys are amazing. Watch y'all over everyone else. Anna George has a good thing. Says flashlights and shoes ready to grab. Yeah, she's right.
Yep.
Mark, you're going to have to read some of these too. My throat's starting to go.
Okay. And one of the things you do when you make your plan, as well as how you're going to communicate with everyone, know where everybody's going to gather in case something happens and you can't get home or you can't get together. Make sure all your family knows a good point to gather at so that they can try to get there if everything gets kind of torn up. People forget about stuff like that. You know, one of the things you have with a fire plan is where the family's supposed to gather just outside the home so that you make sure everyone's out. Well, in case of severe weather or any kind of other kind of disaster, make sure you have a plan of, okay, if everything gets messed up or torn up or the kids at school and the house gets messed up or whatever, where are we going to meet? Where is everybody going to meet up together at?
Okay, I got my mic back on. I was choking over. Okay. So, okay, everybody. And Lee Henry, hi from Mayfield, Grace County area. Wingo specifically. Hey, Lee, I'm glad you're on with us. And hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel and we'll answer any questions you may have. Hopefully we can answer everybody's questions. I'm trying to hit everybody. Debbie Soxy, Ace Hardware, and Katie's has weather radios. We did talk to them. They do have
Yeah.
just small handheld weather radios, but they don't have the kind that you usually put in your house. So I guess if you
Right.
have nothing else, it might be better than nothing. So just know that. Uh, let's see, Susan Rittenberry, I'm sure you already said this, but I missed it. What time should we expect it for Clarksville? Mark, I think it's about the same time as us, between 5 and 7 p.m. is the worst.
Yeah, 5 and 7 is about the worst, and that, or at least that's when it'll all start. We don't know how long through the evening it'll go, but it should be start to. Every indications is it'll be starting to end by midnight, 1 a.m. at the latest.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where the heating of the day will make a difference in it, right?
Well, it's supposed to be cloudy all day tomorrow, so the heating of the day will have some difference. But the thing of it is, we're supposed to be up to 82 degrees tomorrow here in Hopkinsville. And our dew point, which we talk about the dew point, anything above 58 puts you in a good chance for severe weather, is supposed to be in the mid to upper 60s. So,
Well, and just an example, in the December outbreak that we had, some of you asked about that. The dew points at that time was, I think, 73 degrees. So
yeah,
big
they
difference.
were about that high. But yeah, there's a big axis of moisture that's pushing up from the Gulf of Mexico, or excuse me, the Gulf of America, and pushing up our way. And it will be getting into this area through the day tomorrow. Right now, our dew point's hanging out at like 44, 45 degrees. So it's still got a ways to go, but it will come up rapidly tomorrow, as will our temperatures. Everything will be kind of capped starting off, but that cap will start to break as we go into the say past 4 o'clock tomorrow. That cap is going to start to break.
That's right. And the other thing I wanted to tell you about is you're going to see this come out. We're already under a flood watch. That's all the counties that's on the map there, as you saw on radar. We're all already under a flood watch. And so we're going to have to watch this. Mark, you're going to turn those radios back there down or something. They're
Yeah, I didn't realize they were still that loud.
But a flood warning, when and if that happens, be sure that some roads will be flooded. Don't drive through flooded roadways.
Yeah.
Okay, Tammy, I'll catch up with you. So remember the term "turn around, don't drown." Just don't drive through those flooded roadways. Plan to move to higher ground. If you're in a flood-prone area, make plans now, because I can tell you with that kind of rainfall, it's going to flood. So
Yeah.
make it happen. Little Leaf.
Let's see, Little Leaf.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Little Leaf Book Club by Haley Oman. Haley, if you're the one who's posting that for that, we could, we're already in the 4 to 5. We could have somewhere in there go to a 5 to a 5, a high risk tomorrow. They probably won't do that till tomorrow morning sometime if they do it. But that's if they're really, really seeing all the parameters come together for those long track, very intense tornadoes. And if that happens, well, they'll put out the advisory and we'll get a hold of everybody. We'll probably get on here just as soon as we see something like that come out.
And I'm fixing to show you another graphic that I think will help a little bit and maybe help calm some of your nerves some. Give me just a second here.
All right.
Multiple hours with at least some tornado threat and ongoing flooding from Wednesday evening to Saturday evening. So here we go. By Wednesday, we start the flash flood threat. The tornado threat will exist from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. over parts of the area. Some threats will persist until the line of storms passes through. And then on Thursday, there are going to be some severe threat persist in the southeast. Depends on how the front moves, whether it waves back and forth or what happens there. Flash flooding is going to be probable, just so you'll know. On Friday, the front sloshes back, severe threat increasing again. And flash flooding will almost certainly be ongoing, may have may have received up to 6 to 8 inches by the evening. Then on Saturday, this is going to be another big day. Mark, you want to go ahead and read that and explain it?
Okay, they're calling for a big upper level storm system to be moving into the area at that time, and that will increase our chances for severe weather again considerably. So, in addition to the continued heavy rain and chances for flooding in the area, which they're looking to be catastrophic and historic, and that's what they're talking about for the flooding for the most part. But the severe weather coming back in could still be going on.
And that's true. So that's why we're concerned about that. Let's see here. Okay, so Jacob Gibson says, what's the dew point supposed to be tomorrow? I missed what you said it would be. Mark, you have an idea about that?
Upper 60s, anywhere from like 66 to 68 degrees.
And let's see. Going back to the radar. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I need to show you guys before we go to other things. Okay, we'll look at this one here real quick. Okay, a rare and dangerous weather pattern is emerging. This is from the National Weather Service. Dangerous and severe weather and potential catastrophic flooding. The key message, they have it highlighted, a very active and potentially very dangerous weather pattern was set up by Wednesday and continue into the weekend. A significant severe weather event is expected Wednesday into Wednesday night with a risk lingering through Saturday. Significant and potentially historic rainfall will begin Wednesday afternoon with numerous rounds of heavy rain continuing into the first half of the weekend, leading to potential catastrophic flash flooding. So what can you do about this? Prepare for heavy rain impacts by clearing drainages, moving sensitive property, and have a plan to move to higher ground if needed. Go over your severe weather plans and shelter. This is very important. Kathy Bennett has super chatted $49.99, and thank you, Kathy. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She's watching. She says we survived the 2009 Good Friday tornado, lost our home, but thankfully, so we'll still be alive. Thankfully, they're still alive, and I'm so thankful you did that, Kathy, and I'm certainly glad that it turned out good for you. Let's hope that it keeps going and we all do the same. Again, this is something to be concerned about. Is it something you need to get overly concerned? No, not really. You just need to prepare, and we'll take it as it comes because more than likely everything's going to go fine. Thank you, Jacob. You're correct. Robert Stanfield says, Gulf America, you did not go there. Well, unfortunately, that is the name of it now, according to all the maps and the National Weather Service and everyone else. It is officially the Gulf of America. So, I mean, it is what it is. So that's why he said that. Ruth Cornelius says, hi, Chelsea. Tammy Williams, y'all are the best. Make sure to go get some rest tonight and stay safe. What time will it start raining tomorrow, Mark?
Start raining. We could start seeing some showers in the afternoon after 1 p.m. But anything beyond that, we're not expecting the severe weather to start until probably along toward after 5 p.m.
Right. While we're on, we've been having issues with the cameras and all this stuff. We've been working to get all these problems worked out. Shane seems to have found a good fix for your camera, Mark. I haven't seen you leave me.
No.
You haven't disappeared on us. The audio's still.
And the sound is sounding good.
It's much better now. So I think now that we've got some of these bugs worked out, it'll all be fine. I will tell you, here's another way we're looking at the cameras now. Linda McElrath. Linda is so sweet. She is one of our favorite people.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah, she's super chatted $10 to us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Linda.
Thank you both so much.
Yeah. Here is Lakeside Campground. Let me see if I can make this. Well, I got it a little bit too big, but you get an idea. Hold on a minute. Let me go back here and see if I can fix this before I bring it back up.
The way we're bringing that in, Dave, is probably only two things: either just real small as part of the page or full screen.
Or too big. Yeah. Well, I think you're right. But anyway, this is Lakeside Marina over at Lakeside Campground Marina over at Michael Vance's place, and you can see this is on Kentucky Lake. You can see the wind's a little breezy. Well, I don't even have you up. Hang on, let me get you there. Wind's a little breezy.
There we go.
Yeah, it's 65 degrees, and so
They were getting a little bit of white capping over there earlier,
It
but it
is.
doesn't look quite as strong right now.
yeah, it looks like right now the winds are about 6 miles an hour, but I don't see where they've got gusts up on it just yet. But anyway, that's the high for the day they've got. It's 65 degrees. Still a nice place. I love that place. So anyway, thought you guys would like to see that. And let me see if I can find another one here to show you. We've got several cameras, and we're trying to do a few things here to see if we can get some stuff a little better. Let me try this one and see if this makes a difference. This is the traffic camera over courtesy WKDZ. This is their camera at I-24 and 6880 in Trigg County. And you can see it is also a little windy, but at least we don't have those things popping up in front of it. Now we get a chance to see these cameras pretty good. So anyway, Michael Willett says, when is the biggest tornado threat time for tomorrow, David and Mark? The biggest threat is going to be really from about, I guess, 3 p.m. till
3 to 11 is what
Yeah.
they're saying right now. Yeah.
So that's the hour of the biggest tornado threat. As far as us
Yeah.
getting into us here in Christian and Trigg County and everything, I'd say somewhere between 5 and 7 p.m., maybe 8, right, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that will probably continue at least through 11 o'clock or midnight as it slowly winds down after it gets going.
Right. So anyway, that's about.
He
the
is a
best.
little bit Shane, but not a lot.
What's that?
Fading in and out.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe just where you turn away from the mic a little bit or something.
Okay. Well, I can get back up into my mic a little bit, bring it a little closer to me. Maybe that'll help you guys to see me or talk to me or something.
Yeah. And Stephanie Roke wants to know if we can show the timing graphic again.
Yeah, I sure can. Give me just a minute to get it up, and I will be glad to do that.
And Dave says, yes, you are. Fading in and out a little bit there. You were.
Well, that's okay. I see him down here, but I don't see it up on the other one. So, okay, now the monitor up here is only showing, looks like it's only showing the Facebook chat, whereas this one down here, okay. So it may be because I'm moving my head and looking at these other monitors. It may be why it's doing that. Okay. So Dave says I'm better. Linda McElrath says I'm better. Shane says, okay, think that might be why, because I'm turning my head, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
But
anyway, there's the timing graphic.
Yep. This is when the severe thunderstorm risk timing. This is not necessarily the tornado timing.
Right. It'll be close to the same, but
Yeah.
It just depends on how quick those supercells can spin up and get going. But for west of us over in Missouri and western Illinois, it's 1 to 4 p.m. Then what is that next one? 4 to 8 p.m.?
4 to 8, yeah. And then
4 to 8.
And then 6 to 10. And we're on the eastern side of that, so I'd say ours would be closer to 6 than it would be to 10.
Yes.
So, yeah, okay. So they're saying we're sounding better. I'm glad to hear that. Larry Ade, you both are amazing. I greatly appreciate your time and effort, keeping us all aware of this situation. I ask the Lord's blessing upon you and your families. And I'll tell you what, I'm not turning down no prayers. I'm thankful to have the prayers of everybody, and I think it's good to do that because this is a situation that would be better served by that. Let's see here. Anna Joy says, David, do you all have plenty of coffee for tomorrow night? I think we do. Our support staff has been in here taking stock of the things we have, and we want to make sure that that we're good and ready to go with it. I think we're in pretty good shape. One thing I want to look at, and I'll show this, Mark, and tell them what we're going to look at here. This is the Supercell composite, and tell them exactly
Okay.
what it means when they see it.
And that's just the likelihood of supercells being able to spin up. It takes several different weather parameters into effect, but it provides a graphic, and where you see those oranges and reds and darker reds is the higher chance for supercells. We started off tomorrow afternoon, and as he moves it through, you're going to see it kind of explode.
This is 15Z here, which I've lost my list.
Which is 10 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
or 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Oh, it is. Wow. Okay, so this is early tomorrow.
Yeah, but it increases dramatically as we go through the day.
So here we go. We're moving forward. Yeah, I see what you mean. This is at 19Z.
Which is 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay. And I absolutely hate the way this looks. Here's at 22Z tomorrow.
Right.
And that would be, let's see. Well, let me pull my list here. And you don't have 22Zs, but it's about 5 p.m., I think, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So at 5 p.m., it looks pretty bad over us, and that's, so be honest with you, then as you go on
and
through.
then slowly it starts to weaken as we go through the evening.
And this is 7Z on Thursday.
Which is 2 a.m.
So by 8Z on Thursday, it looks like it's somewhat better.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I don't like looks of any of that, to be honest with you. Not at all.
No, not really.
Yeah, not at all. Angie has super chatted, $9.99. You always calm my fears when severe weather is possible. I pray the hand of God protect over your crew tomorrow night. And boy, I really do appreciate that, because it's very dangerous for us, because like you said, a lot of our storms are after dark. It's where we live and everything. But I will tell you, they're very well trained. They know what to look for. They know how to handle nighttime events. And so far, we haven't lost anybody. I hope we never do. But, it's part of the nature of the business we're in. We all know what the risks are, but we also know that our duty is to protect the community as best as we can and try to stay safe ourselves. And so I feel like we're well prepared. Now, Mark, this is a little different. This is a significant tornado parameter that we're looking at.
Right. This is the likelihood of getting a strong tornado, EF2 or greater. You saw how those brilliant blue colors were when it first started.
Yep.
Those little dots and those little areas of brilliant blue, those are off the high end of the scale for this particular parameter.
So let's hope we don't see any blue come up over us. Please don't.
Yeah.
21.
This is high enough. This is high enough. Yeah.
This is 21Z Wednesday. That would be 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Pretty doggone high to the west for sure. And it's still there so far to the west of Christian County, west of the lakes. More or less.
This model advances 1 hour at a time.
Okay. So this is 0Z, which would be at 7 p.m. And then here is 8 p.m. And that purple, don't like it.
To the west, just to the west of us. I don't like that at all.
And there's some blue showing up in it. And, man, it at least the
and
purple,
then it starts to diminish.
Yeah, the purple don't come up over, Christian, but it's high enough. The whole thing's high enough.
Yeah.
It's one of those things we're just going to have to get through it. It's not going to be one of those things where it's going to be a definite for sure thing, and it's not a sure thing. These are just computer models. That doesn't mean that that's exactly what's going to happen, but it is an indication that of when the threat is the greatest and what we're going to need to watch for. Michael Willett says, is there a chance we don't get supercells but a line? Mark, that's a good question.
It could happen. It may eventually try to form into a bit of a line. But again, this front's not going to be pushing real fast. So it's probably going to be clusters and individual cells, more than it's going to be a line. And that's part of the danger of it.
Yeah, and that's we're going to watch it all, and I promise you, we're going to make sure if anything starts coming for us, we will know well in advance before it gets here. At least we should, but that's why we've got this radar. It gives us a lot of information and things that we need to know, and hopefully that there won't be any issues with it as it comes through. I'm looking to see if there's, I heard that out in Texas,
Yeah.
parts of Texas and Oklahoma, they're going to get snow behind this. I could not believe that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
significant snow, not just a little and a big one.
Yeah. And across the top of it as well, up in the upper tier estates, they're going to get a significant snow out of it as well up that way.
In fact, let's see if I can find. Okay, look up here. These pink are winter storm warnings. Winter storm warnings already out up here in Fergus Falls, Fargo, I guess that's North Dakota, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and all the way over here. This is a winter weather advisory all the way over here to the lakes. This is a pretty big deal. It's hard to believe how dynamic this system is. If you go back here, obviously, there's a severe thunderstorm watch already out for this area. Let me see what we got here.
Yeah. Real quick, Robert Stanfill, the tornado that destroyed Sinking Fork Baptist Church happened on April 2nd of 2006. Could we see something like that? We could, but we just have to wait and see. You can't predict this far out yet exactly where the tornadoes are going to hit. Right now, the helicity I'm looking at and the diagrams doesn't have any tornadoes that come real close to us. But again, that will change. It could get closer. It could not have any tornadoes at all. But I do think we are going to get severe thunderstorms through here at least.
Yeah. I did want to take a real quick look at this Abilene camera they got here. And there is some dust in there.
There is. I noticed that earlier. So, and again, when they get dust down that way and it pushes up this way, sometimes it tends to get a dry area or a warmer area over top of us and maybe produce a narrow corridor where we don't get much in the way of severe weather. We'll have to wait and see.
To show you the scope of this flash flood watch or flood watch, look, everybody that's got this green outline is in that. That covers a big area of real estate. So, this is going to be an event. This is going to be, like I said, a potentially historic event. And let's just hope that it's not going to be devastating.
Yeah. Is this like the March 74 outbreak? It's not going to be as widespread. Right. If I'm looking at the monitored area correctly, you have to remember that went from all the way down, basically, Indiana to Tennessee and all the way up through Ohio and all the way up into some of the Canadian provinces. They had tornadoes. So this is not nearly as big an area. The setup could be a little bit similar, but the area covered is not going to be as large.
Right. So really, this is about the majority of what we have that we want to tell you guys. This is going to be a significant event. Regardless of how you look at it. Is it going to be just devastating? I don't think it's going to be devastating, but I do know that some places may get some damage. Some places could get a tornado. More than likely, most of you will not see anything like that. You may see some high winds, might have some trees down. Hopefully, the power will stay up, so be prepared for all that. Make sure you're
One more thing to talk about, if you've got a car, if you've got a garage or a carport, you may want to make sure your car is under it, because one of the parts of this severe weather is for the potential for larger hail. We're under a hatched area with a 30% for hail, and that hatched area means that there's over a 10% chance of 2-inch or greater hail within 25 miles of a point. So again, we don't see large hail that often, but
this is the area for hail he was talking about from the Storms Prediction Center. Hatched area in the red at 30%. That's that's significant. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very well could see some serious hail in this. And of course, here's the wind field. Same thing, tornado field. Well, at least
That
15%.
15%, I hate that, but
Yeah, I do too, but at least it's not higher. I mean, it's
I've
high
seen it
enough.
higher.
Yeah,
We've seen it higher, but
it's high enough, but that's not as high as it could be. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that we're going to have to get through. We've been through it before. It's been a long time, uh, but I want to tell you right now, nothing like having a storm shelter. And I got to thank my friend Linda McElrath for reminding me of this. Uh, you really need a storm shelter, and a lot of people have been buying them. The guys that sponsor us are really busy. Take a look at this.
What would you do when severe storms with tornadoes threaten you and your family? If you have planned properly, you will have a storm shelter nearby that is strong, safe, and will save your family's life. Mid-South storm shelters provide just that. They blend well with the landscape and are proven lifesavers. When the weather gets severe, have no fear with a Mid-South storm shelter. Call today at 270-725-6020.
And I want to tell you, those storm shelters are a lot roomier than they appeared on here. I've got new video from them and stuff. We're going to air. We fixed to do a new commercial, and they do have two different types. They've got one that's above ground for those who might be handicapped and can't get down in them, but they've got the below ground that they're very roomy. They will hold anywhere from 6 to 10 people comfortably. 12 people if you're really good friends. but the thing of having your own storm shelter is at least you don't have to worry about pets. You can take your pets into it because you own it, and it's right outside your door there. I would highly recommend you give these guys a call, and when you do, if you'll mention Weather and Wisdom channel, they will give you $200 off your storm shelter, and that's a deal you can't pass up. Give them a call as soon as you can. What is this popped up on our screen? You see it in there, Mark? I got it off.
I don't. Okay.
Maybe it didn't go out. I don't know. It was just popped up right in front of me here. So anyway, also, I don't want you to forget. Don't forget, mention Weather and Wisdom when you call them, and they'll give you $200 off for that promo code. And don't forget, if you've got any kind of roofing issue at all, you've got to call Michael Vance Contracting Roofing, whether it be commercial or residential. He's got teams ready, willing, and ready to go. If you call them with any roof damage from this event, they will be there and they'll take care of you and give you an idea of what's going on. They can give you some good advice. Michael Vance is one of the most knowledgeable in the business, and he's got some good guys working for him. I promise you, you won't be dissatisfied with Michael Vance Contracting Roofing. Also, he owns Lakeside Campground Marina. You saw that camera. That is a beautiful place. If you're going to get in there to enjoy some of it, you better make reservations. There's the website, visit lakesidecampground.com. And I can't forget my good friend Katie Moyer. She ought to be watching. I'm going to have to holler at her.
Yeah.
Kentucky Hemp Works. Love her to pieces, but I want you to see something here. If you're about to go fishing, you got to try this.
If you want to give yourself an edge in catching fish, you have to try Kentucky Hemp Works Fish Attractant. It is so easy to use, even a child can do it. A drop or two on your bait will yield amazing results.
I got him.
Make your fishing trip memorable. Catch lots of fish with Kentucky Hemp Works Fishing Attractant. Look for it in our online store at dpww.shop. Supplies are going fast, so place your order today.
I got to tell you, that fish attractant is going fast now. People starting to get out there and fish a little bit, and I'm seeing some big catches of crappie out there. So, yeah, if you want to try that, because it is some kind of good fish attractant. And don't forget
Yes, indeed.
that hemp root salve they have is to kill for, too. So, anyway, okay, Chelsea Michelle Crispus says, we fit 10 people and a large dog in our shelter from them Sunday night and still had a little room. They are bigger than you think. Well, thank you very much for that, Chelsea. So their shelter, she says she fits 10 people and a large dog in their shelter. So that's
Yeah.
good. I appreciate that.
Mike Bynum, we appreciate it. We appreciate your thought. You don't have to do that. I mean, you don't have to do that. If you want to, we're not going to tell you not to, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah, Mike, you're a special person. You're our friend, and we love you to pieces. And things like that, you just don't know how much it means. And we'll take good care of you too. Just be sure. I know where you are. I've got Washington, Indiana is where he's located. I got him up here
Yeah.
on the radar. You can see it over in a small screen. But dpww.shop is where you'll find a lot of this stuff. Plus, the shop weather and wisdom .com is a link to that has the apparel, the shirts,
Clothing
the
items and
hoodies.
such. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, be sure and visit that. You will find it really good. And now we're back on the radar. There's Washington, Indiana, right there, just in case you guys are wondering where Mike Bynum is. Okay, Linda McGrath and Barb both say we need to get some rest tonight because we're going to need it. And yeah, Mark, I guess we're planning for about 4 or 5 days here, I guess, right?
It very well could be. Hopefully, we won't be here the whole time. Hopefully, we can get some breaks in the overnight hours. But we're ready if we have to.
So our schedule for tomorrow, for you guys who are wondering, we're going to come in the morning. We saw that the severe thunderstorm threat may start off fairly early, so we're going to try to do I will do a Facebook update first thing, and then we will do a update on here somewhere maybe mid-morning or so, and we'll bring everybody up to date at that time, and then we'll look at it again and start doing it as the storms start developing across the area. And we'll go into our live coverage for the duration. And I will tell you that if we're on, we're still working on some of these technical issues, but they're a lot better. I like what I'm seeing so far. So Shane has outdone himself. I'm pretty happy. Didn't lose you one single time there, Mike. I mean, Mark.
Hey, so far so good.
Yeah.
And Robin Nikolakakis says hello, Dave and Mark.
Hi, Robin. I'm glad to see you. There's Mary Vervis. She's from Michigan. Had an awful ice storm. Wow. Used to have a cabin up north, and a friend said they will not have power for 3 to 4 weeks. Even I-75 was shut down. Crazy everywhere. I didn't know that. Let's see if I can run real quick up here and see if I can see anything. I'll look real quick at the Kalamazoo camera. Those lines look a little bit. I don't really see much there, but that doesn't mean anything. But it's 44 degrees, so it's probably not there. But anyway.
Probably up north of there.
Right. So now done. How early do you think it might start tomorrow? Mark, we saw that timing. I forgot what time it was.
About 3 p.m.
Yeah, but I think it was actually going to be earlier in the day that they could start.
Yeah, we could, as early as noon, we may see some storms start to develop, but we won't probably see anything severe until after 3.
Right. Well, got a
Christopher Reed, hello.
Yeah, it's so it's hi Christopher. Yeah, Chelsea Reese, Eli saying hi. I'll say hi to Eli. Hi Eli. And then
hello Eli.
Danny Shoemaker says, hey guys from Auburn, and Angie says, make sure everyone has a YouTube link as a backup. Yes, absolutely. And Mark, hang on just a minute, I'll be right back.
Okay, Dave's had to take a phone call, so that's probably pretty important. And again, just hang on. It may be rough. It's going to be very wet, very noisy, and very stormy over the next several days. Just hang in there. We're all going to make it through. And we will keep you informed of the very latest we get. And any warnings that come out, any watches that come out, we'll be coming on with you then as soon as we can. Probably we'll be on well before they issue a watch or a warning for the area, but just in case, just hang in there because we'll be on absolutely as soon as we can. In between then, if you're just joining in with us or you don't have, this is your first time with us, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for us if you would, please. We really appreciate it. Dave says new equipment is working great. Thank you, Dave, and thank you for the super chat for $20. We really appreciate it. You are one of our moderators now, so we're happy to have you with us as part of the team. And again, you know what everybody's saying, we will get through this. It's not the first bout of severe weather we've had. It won't be the last bout of severe weather we have. So all we can do is get ready. You know, we can't stop it. We can't tell it to go anywhere else. We can pray about it. And that works pretty well for the most part from what I've seen. Every time we've had everybody sending up prayers, we've seen that severe weather kind of take off to the side. Nina Dunn, there are plans in place and money starting to move for them to start building shelters in the Hopkinsville area. They have plans, I think, for 4 of them initially. They plan on more than that. Trish Horn, you're just joining. What did you miss about Hopkinsville? We are under tomorrow a moderate risk for severe weather, including tornadoes, stronger tornadoes. We're in a hatched area for that. It'll be in the afternoon, evening hours for us for that. And then we're going to be just getting continuous rounds of storms and rain over the next several days. So we have a very, very as they are describing it, catastrophic or historic flood chance for the next several days. And we're talking, 10 to 15 inches of rain over the next 3 or 4 days. And like I said, we've seen everything indicating we're going to get really hit by severe weather, and everyone starts praying, and that severe weather manages to just kind of go around us. And we're always thankful when that happens.
And speaking of prayer, that was our spotter chaplain I was on the phone with. He was calling to check on us, so he's going to be with us tomorrow afternoon. And hopefully it's all going to be well. And he made me feel a little better about things, and I think we all should be okay. Mike Bynum, I'm already praying that my Heavenly Father dispatches angels to protect us all. And you know what? Very
Amen.
well could. I'll agree with that 100%. And I feel like that we're going to get through this just fine. So don't be overly worried about it. I know some of you are going to probably lose sleep over it. Don't lose sleep. Get you some rest. And I promise you things will look a lot better tomorrow. April Lilly says, hope it's not a repeat of March of 97. I don't think so. Tamara Caldwell, I fit 3 people in my storm shelter in Mayfield, Kentucky. Sunday night storms could have fit at least 3 more. They have a lot more space in there than you think. I don't know if that's one of our, the Mid-South storm shelters or not, but they said most of theirs will fit at least 6 to 10 people comfortably, and most of the people that's on here that has one of those says they do have a lot more room in them, and I agree with you. Thank you for sharing that, Cameron. But guys, we've had a lot of stuff thrown at you today. You've seen a lot of these information, a lot of these charts and everything. But I can tell you right now, weather will do what it's going to do, and there's nothing we can do. We can't change it. I wish we could, but all we can do is tell you about it and sound the alarm, and hopefully everybody comes through it okay. And I think we'll come through it just fine. We're just going to be, maybe some damage out there. We just don't know. But like I said, say our prayers. I feel comfortable that everything will work out okay. And I promise you, we will try to have everything up and going as long as we're able to broadcast and have internet service for our channel going out. We will keep you well informed of what's going on. We don't leave you or anything. We might leave just for a second to do our commercials, but that's what helps pay the bills where we can give you this information. So we got to take care of them too, but we're not going to leave you in the middle of a serious, severe event. And everybody's waving at Eli. Hi, Eli. We're all waving at you too. We're glad to see Eli. For those of you who don't know, he started following us. What was he? 4 years old? 5 years old?
Something like that. He was young.
Yeah, he was 4 years old. Now he's 5, and he's been following us for about a year now. And he's always watching us, and we're glad to see him on here. So Trish Shorn says, I appreciate everything y'all do to keep us updated and as safe as possible. I've had bad anxiety when we have severe weather. I am terrified of storms. I promise you, Trish, I don't think it's going to be as bad as it seems. You know, a lot of times
We hope
fear,
not.
well,
Mhm.
fear makes the wolf bigger, and the storms worse than what they actually are. So
Mhm.
don't be afraid. Hang in there, and we're going to be fine. And I will see you again tomorrow. We'll be on here with you. We won't leave you, and I promise you, we will show you everywhere the worst is, and try to keep you as safe as possible so that you can be well prepared before it gets to you. And look who's with us. Amy Crabtree has joined us. So there's
Hey,
Amy.
Amy.
When Amy's with us, you know everything's going to be all right because Amy and Shane will have their team out. They'll be out facing this stuff. Uh, we'll see. And so Trish Shorn says thank you. And Tammy Noah Buckner, oh, I missed this. Dylan Fish, I have tried to leave you a message. I know you're busy, but how can I become a sponsor on your Weather and Wisdom page? Dylan, if you'll go to my well, you can. I tell you what you can do. If you go to the Weather and Wisdom page, you can send an email, or you can send me uh, um, a
Yeah.
message on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I will be
Amy
sure to.
says, shoot us an email.
Okay, so Amy says shoot us an email at David Powell Weather and Wisdom. Let's see, Amy, you'll have to tell me what the email address is. I don't remember what it was on there. I've had so many things going. Oh, there it is. She's posted it on there. Uh, the email address, uh, Dylan. So that will hopefully give you what you need to know. Um, let's see. But we would love to have you, and we would love to have you come by and see the studio. Or you could come by the studio if you wanted to, anytime you like. We'll be here pretty much all day tomorrow. But if we're in the middle of a severe event, may not have time to talk to you, but you would probably enjoy seeing the place. Okay, do not conform to. Amy's smile makes every day better. And Dylan Fish says, thank you so much. And oh, well, anyway, I'm glad that we got all that done, and I'm glad you all have received the very latest of the updates of what we're looking at. So, in effect, severe storms tomorrow with possible tornadoes, and then we go into the nighttime hours. Hopefully, it'll diminish by midnight or so. We can catch a little rest before we come back in bright and early on Thursday for another severe event. And severe events will keep coming. Again, another severe event on Friday. Saturday now looks like a biggie. It looks like it may be pretty bad that day, maybe as bad as tomorrow is. We will watch it and we'll let you know, but we'll be here for it. Crystal Michelle says, what time this storm hit the Katie's area? I think I saw it was between 4 and, what was it? Between 4 and, I don't know.
4 and 8.
4 and 8. Okay, there we go. Dylan Fish says, I'll see you soon. Okay, Dylan. Ashley Coons, we appreciate you guys so much. Michelle Dawn, if in Hopkinsville, should I go to my granny's house for shelter tomorrow? Well, if she's got a good place to shelter in, of course. That would be a good idea. Mike Bynum, hey, David Mark, Ewans will be getting a money order next Tuesday or Wednesday. I have the address. Hey, Mike, thanks so much, brother. You don't know how much we appreciate you. And you will be considered one of the expert super chatters. I don't know what that'll
Amy,
get you,
yes,
but we'll
we
do
did
something.
say that.
Yeah. Yes, Amy, Saturday looks to be really bad, according to what the National
They're
Weather
they're
Service is.
looking for this front to still be laying here and a strong upper level system to come in over top of it and kick up our severe chances again.
And they're saying it could be considerable. So we'll see. Kathy Bennett's praying for us. We appreciate that, Kathy. So anyway, Amy Crabtree says, God, I'm tired. I guess you are.
So are we, Amy.
Yeah.
So are we.
Yeah, we're all in it together. So Elaine Albrecht says, thank you, David, praying for safety for all. I appreciate that. And Mary Vorder says, hi, Amy and Eli. So anyway, guys, I'd love to stay with you, but I'm tired. I'm hungry. And I got to be back in here in the morning. Let's see here. Michelle Dawn says, has a basement, and I have 2 small kids. We'll go just in case for safety. That's a good idea, Michelle.
Not a bad idea.
You can keep an eye on.
And listen out for warnings.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend all day in there. Just
Right.
Listen. Have a way to get a warning. Listen
Right.
for it, and when the warning comes in, don't go try to see what's coming. Go down to the basement.
Yep. Chelsea Reese says, Amy, I'm 5 minutes from the studio if you need coffee. let me know. I think we're pretty good, Chelsea. We've had our support staff in. They've been checking everything and communicating back and forth. We've got several now on our support staff. In fact, we've got a new credit row. I can't wait to show you guys. It's not completely new, but it's had some new stuff to it. So I'm anxious for you guys to see it. 7161 prayers for all. Thanks for the information. Tammy Buckner, get you both some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow. Barry Vorvis, prayers for all. I may get bad weather too. And Amy
Hopefully
says,
not, Mary. Hopefully not this bad.
right. And excuse me, I'm going to lose my voice. All right, Mark, say your last words.
Everyone, keep your eyes and ears open. Be ready for tomorrow. Have your plan ready to go. Be safe. Get a good night's rest, because you make better decisions when you've had rest. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and I will say one last thing here. Carolyn, Job, do y'all know around about time the storm should hit the area? We're looking at between 4 and 8. Angie, if you have kids, take a favorite animal or game for them while sheltering. She's right. And Linda McElrath says, see ya. And Dave says, looking forward to your next broadcast. Thank you, Dave. And I appreciate all you guys that have been on with us. And like I said, we will see you tomorrow. I promise you we're going to update fairly early, probably about mid-morning, and we will talk to you. Okay, see you all. Thanks, Eric and Dave and Linda and Angie and Carolyn, everybody. and
Amy.
and Maria Sperlin Plymale, my good friend Maria. Hi, Maria. And she says, thank you. Kathy Laster says, thanks for everything y'all do for us. But I got to go because I'm losing my voice. So see you tomorrow.
Bye.